This is Allie with the Perception Trainers, author of The Perception Diet, and today I want to talk to you about setting boundaries. So, healthy boundaries in life are something that I think most people spend a long time trying to figure out how to set, because boundaries are really a fine balance, and it takes time to find your balance between, being open and being receptive and being available for people while still maintaining a sense of personal integrity and personal space and personal time and all of these things. And I want to let you know that I really, really, really struggled with setting personal boundaries for a really long time in my life, because I tend to be more on the empathetic side of the scale of personalities, which means that I just kind of wanted to allow everyone just to be in my space and be in my bubble, and I just wanted to give and help and support everyone. And this led me to feeling really overwhelmed by everyone's energy around me, and feeling a lot of the time really, really drained and really, really sucked dry by everyone in my life, because like I say, I wasn't setting healthy boundaries. I was allowing everyone to just take from me. I was allowing everyone's energy to infiltrate my energy field, and I had no way of kind of balancing that out. And then I know people who are kind of on the other side of the spectrum who have trouble connecting with people, and have trouble with intimacy, and have trouble with feeling safe in relationships because their boundaries are so strong, right? They don't let anyone in, and it takes forever for anyone to be able to kind of like penetrate the wall they've built around their heart. And so the first thing that I want to say about setting healthy boundaries is the very first, most important thing you need to have before you're ever going to be able to figure out how to set a healthy boundary is to have self-love and self-respect. Okay? So if it doesn't really matter on what side of the scale you're on right now, if you are at a place where where you don't have self-love and where you don't have self-trust. Okay, so self-trust is really, really a huge thing in this. If you don't have self-trust, you're never going to be able to set healthy boundaries, because either you're going to be way on this side and saying, I don't really trust myself, which then is going to be reflected out in how you don't trust other people. So either you don't trust other people to take care of themselves, you don't trust other people to be able to handle their own stuff, you don't trust other people to be able to handle their own energy and handle their own situation, so you become this big open field where you don't trust anyone, so you allow everyone in. Or you don't trust people to be nice to you. You don't trust people to be able to handle your heart or handle your emotions. Or you don't trust yourself to be able to handle what people throw at you, and so you close yourself totally off, right? So if you don't trust yourself, and if you don't love yourself, you will have a hard time finding that balance of how to set a healthy boundary. So the first thing that I'd like you to do, and I'll put a link below, is I have a series, a Self-Love 101 series, and I want you to just go watch those videos, okay? So learning to come to a place where you understand that you need to learn to love yourself, it's going to make setting healthy boundaries a lot easier, okay? And then the second thing, like I say, learning to come to this place where you start to trust yourself. Because if you don't trust yourself, you won't trust other people. And if you don't trust other people, you're either going to be this big open wound kind of person who just allows everyone in, or you're going to be completely closed off because you don't trust yourself to be able to handle what people throw at you. Okay, so from those two places, I want you to just gauge where you're at with self-trust and where you're at with self-love. And then I want you to see how that is playing out. Like, I want you to sit and just reflect on how this is playing out in your relationships with other people, how this is playing out with the boundaries that you set with other people, okay? So the second thing that I want you to consider is what you have been through and what you have been taught by the people around you and through your life experiences. So if you're someone that is, like I say, very, very empathetic and has just a really easy time tuning into what's going on with other people and you just want to be someone that helps other people, and you want to be able to rescue other people or save other people, the next thing I want you to do is go watch my video on why you can't help anybody, okay? Because again, if you're the kind of person that's super open and super just trying to save everyone and trying to help everyone, and you can't seem to set that boundary to not let people in and not let people take advantage of you, go watch the video on why you can't help people. Because it's going to help you understand why setting a boundary for yourself and taking care of yourself and doing what you need to do for yourself is so important. Because at the end of the day, it's about how you live your life, how you have your energy, how you love and care for yourself, and the example that you set that's really helping other people. So allowing other people to walk all over you and to dump their stuff all over you is actually not helping them. Okay, so I want you to really consider that, okay? And then if you're at the other side of the spectrum and you're really closed off to everyone and you don't trust anyone and your boundaries are just really set hard and set strong, again, I want you to start to reflect on how maybe you don't trust yourself, how maybe what's happened to you and the things that you've gone through and maybe the experiences that you've had that have taught you that the only way to be safe is to be totally closed off, might be coming from this root of you not being able to trust yourself to handle or to heal or to find the positive in whatever it is that you're going to go through with people, okay? So those are the first things I want you to kind of consider when you're looking at boundaries and if you're having a hard time with your boundaries, okay? And then after that, I want you to start to realize that by you setting healthy boundaries, so healthy boundaries are not letting everyone in and letting everything that everyone brings to the table affect you. And healthy boundaries are not kind of like, F the world, don't come in my space, I am an entity unto myself, and I don't want you in here, okay? So a healthy boundary is kind of a balance between the two, right? Where you're able to be empathetic, you're able to feel what people are feeling, you're able to access the feeling state of other people without allowing it to overwhelm you, and while still having the ability to kind of like go away, release what you've maybe picked up from other people, and to have the ability to say, you know what, like, this is where your stuff starts and where my stuff ends, and I can feel what you're feeling, I can sense what you're going through, I can have empathy and love and compassion for you without taking on any kind of responsibility for it. Right? Without needing to say that just because I felt what you're going through or just because you've dumped on me what you're going through, I don't need to take that on, okay? So this is where healthy boundaries start to become practical. So what I want you to understand is that no matter what side of the spectrum you're on, and I know that now you understand that you got to work on self-love and you have to work on self-trust. So you're getting this place where you trust yourself in social situations, and you trust yourself to know that, like, okay, my body, say, is reacting very strongly to this person, so maybe my boundaries are getting crossed. Maybe I'm not comfortable with how this person is treating me, so my boundaries are getting crossed, so I need to close them. Or maybe I'm sensing that I'm with these people and I can't feel them, and I can't understand what they're going through, and I can't empathize with them, and I'm feeling very judgmental and critical. That's a sign that your heart is closed off, right? And so you can start to soften, and you can sort of say, okay, maybe I can let these people in a little bit. But on both sides of the scale, the most important thing that you need to understand is no matter what kind of position you're in, no matter what you're doing, no matter who you're talking to, I don't care if it's your kids, I don't care if it's a homeless person on the street, I don't care if it's whatever. The most healthy thing that you can do is have love and compassion in your heart for people around you, okay? So you can feel what they're feeling, you can take on what's going on with them, you can empathize with them, you can be with them where they are without taking on what it is that they're going through. So that is a healthy boundary, right? So you're allowing yourself to feel what you feel, you're allowing yourself to empathize and be in this human experience with people without taking responsibility for their stuff. Right? So what you need to do is you need to remember that as you feel what you're feeling, as you get what you're getting, especially if you're an open person, you can say, okay, I allow this feeling, I feel this feeling. So you feel it in your body, feel where it's happening, right? You might get a tension in your chest or tension in your gut or tension in your mind. And first thing I want you to do is just send love and compassion to those areas. And this even works if you're blocked off, right? If you're judging, if you're criticizing, if you're getting angry with people, that's a sign that your heart is closed and that your boundaries are too tough. And again, in those moments, I want you to send love and compassion. Okay, so the first step for setting a healthy boundary in the moment is love and compassion for whatever it is that you're feeling. Second step is to say, this is not my responsibility. And you need to really make a clear declaration that whatever it is that you're feeling from someone else is not your responsibility to fix. It's not your responsibility to heal. It's not even your responsibility to point out what it is and say what it is and say that that's their stuff and not yours, right? So it's not my responsibility. So even if you can imagine yourself just allowing whatever you're feeling, so it's that tension of being really closed or that tension of being way too open, to just kind of release and relax away from you so that you can say, okay, this is not my responsibility. I give the responsibility back to this person. And then third thing that you're going to do is just say, it's my responsibility to just be here, to just witness. I don't need to take on their stuff. And again, if every single time you feel that tension of taking on their stuff, so either that's the getting judgmental and critical or the feeling very, very overwhelmed and like you're taking it on, is to say, okay, I trust that this is their journey. I trust that this is their role, and I am not going to take it on. So again, love and compassion, love and compassion. Send them love and compassion, right? And then to say, I trust you. I trust you. So even if you want to imagine that you're communicating with their higher self, with like your higher self to their higher self, that I trust you to take care of this. And it's not my responsibility to take it on or fix it for you, because I know that I can't do that. All I can do is just create a safe space for you to process what you're processing and not to take it on from myself. Okay? So again, and then if you need to go away from this person and like visualize whatever it is that you felt like you took on from them, releasing from your body until you get to that place where you don't take it on anymore, that's fine, right? So if you need to go out in nature, if you need to take a salt water bath or wash your hands or just visualize whatever it is coming off of you, just realizing that again, your boundary is your responsibility and it's your choice. You don't have to take on anything you don't want to take on. So even if you're a super energetically sensitive person, it's a choice you can make, okay? And I want you to start taking your power back. So that's my take on healthy boundaries. Send them love and compassion. Realize that it's their stuff and give it back to them. Give them the benefit of the doubt that they can take care of it, and then just create a safe space for them to process whatever they're processing and allowing it to flow out, okay? Because that's what's happening. Every single time someone puts something onto you, they're releasing it, they're processing it away. And if you are able to not take it on, if you are able to say, this is what you're going through and I'm not going to panic with you, I'm just going to say, I see that you're going through something tough. I've been there before. It's scary. It's hard, I know. But I trust that you're going to get through it. And even if this is just a mental thing that you do in your heart, you are going to be helping them and you're going to be helping yourself. Okay? And then the last thing is self-care. Just really make sure that you're taking care of yourself on a regular basis. It's going to be so much easier for you to set healthy boundaries when you're taking care of yourself. Because a lot of the time, when we're not able to set healthy boundaries, it's because we don't feel valuable enough. We're trying to earn our place here by allowing people to walk all over us. So the way to kind of deal with that is to act like you're worthy. And that is through self-care. So making sure you're eating healthily, making sure you're sleeping when you need to sleep, making sure you have pleasure in your life, making sure you do all of these things that we talk about on this channel all the time to take care of yourself, because in so doing, you are going to realize that you are so valuable and so worthy and so loving that you don't need to be people's doormat in order to be here, right? And that will help you, again, set those boundaries. So, if you have any comments, questions, concerns, leave them down below. I love hearing from you. Any video requests, I want to hear from you. Find us on Facebook, The Perception Trainers. Find us on Instagram, I'm The Urban Fruit Bat, and I will see you in the next video. Thanks, guys.